most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. I'm your host, Olin, aka MMAnomaly, and with me, as usual, is the co-host with the most, Jive Turkey Nano. This is a random filler episode.
Let's go.
We have a UFC Bye-Week. Okay, so we didn't want to leave you guys hanging, right? So we wanted to be here. So on the last episode for the Contender Series, we specifically asked you all, right, to leave us in the comment section what you want to hear the episode be about for this randomness that's going to ensue. And starting off with the randomness, yes, that is the UFC No J background music we chose. And yes, I'm playing it again because I like it. I feel like it's a vibe. And this is a random episode. Mexican Independence Day literally just passed. So here we are. But I digress. Nano, how the fuck are you, brother?
I'm fucking doing fantastic. Great to see you, brother. Let's go. Another great episode. Another day in paradise, as we like to say around here as well. We see you're all trickling in here. We got 10 plus. Make your presence known. Enjoying the club as Rob Rex hops in here. LFG boys coming clutch on my night shift. Hey, we appreciate the company. Let's go. This blinker's
that blinker's for you. Hey, well, that blinker you just saw, that one was for you, brother. Let's go. All day, baby.
LFG indeed. Appreciate you, Double R. Great to have you as always. And, you know, no days off, right? I mean, it's, what do we say? What's the expression? Never feels like you're working when you love what you do. So
absolutely.
We could do this all day, every day, as El Capitan likes to say as well. With that being said, let's dive on in. We got a lot to cover.
We do, my friend. We have a lot to cover. So, with that being said, we have a handful of really, really fun topics to go over. So, I made a random list. I basically randomized the order of these guys and gals, and we're just going to start at the top. Get through as many of them as we can in this episode. And whichever ones we don't cover today, we will cover next week on Monday when we do our Monday show, since we're not going to have any fights to react to. And again, folks, if you're listening, whether it's live right now, here in the now, or you're watching this on replay, we'd really, truly appreciate it if after the episode is over, if you're watching live, you could leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know, what do you want to see us talk about next week on Monday? Give us more of these topics, because I'll be honest with you, the topics you guys all provided were fan-freaking-tastic. So with that, Nano, let's jump right on into it. One of the comments that we got, and what do you think? Should we name the people that left the comments, or should we just do it a la carte?
Hey, I mean, I'm all about CCing people. I grew up in the era where you had to paraphrase, you had to give the shout-outs, you had to give the credit where credit is due. So we can, you know, verbally express it, whatever it needs to be done. But I'd be remiss not to shout out one of our new up-and-comers in the comment section, Alex P, Mr. Pitt, double P at the end there. Smash the like button, folks. That is free $9.99. Whoo! I'm sold. Come on, y'all. You know,
let's go.
Let's go.
Man, is speaking the gospel truth, folks. Hit that like button. Let's hit it. Got 19 of you now. We've doubled since we last mentioned the number, essentially. Let's fucking go, kids. So yeah, Nano wants me to give receipts. So with that, we'll go ahead and do that. Starting off first, we have, I'm just going to go ahead and read them in the order that they're in on YouTube now. ms.mary 616, shout out in the chat. She says, the rise and fall of gyms, Jackson Wink, Fighting Nerds, and a few others. No one come after me for including the Fighting Nerds in this list. Laughing emoji. Don't worry, Miss Mary, we won't come after you for this. It's a great question. So I mean, it's a great topic in general, right? The rise and fall of gyms. Jackson Wink used to have some of the most elite of elite killers, right? You're talking about a prime Donald Cerrone, prime John Jones, a prime GSP, and the list goes on, right? So, I mean, just absolutely insane to see. Like, let me ask you right now, Nano, without using Google, name one Jackson Wink fighter that you think could be a champ.
Ooh. In today's day and age, it's tough to say, my brother.
You simply can't do it.
I was gonna say I'm flabbergasted. You caught me.
They don't exist.
No words can come out of my mouth.
That's what I'm saying. Like they don't exist. I mean, like, and I mean, no. If you're not gonna give us any words, at least give us a little gobble, my guy. Oh man, Rob Rex, let's jump in the comments real quick. Said, "You see BJ Penn arrested. Really hate how some of his old school fighters struggling with mental health, like BJ, Diego Sanchez, and Bonner. Rest in peace. Do you think it's from CTE? For BJ Penn, yes, because the guy sparred a ton when he was coming up, and he didn't train necessarily the way that he should have. Right? He admitted himself he would drink beer and do shots and shit. He was the original Carlos Prates. He walks so Carlos Prates could run in today's world, folks. Make no mistake about it. He said that he was like drinking and shit up until the week of, I think, the GSP fight. So yeah, it's tough. And now he thinks his whole family is clones. Like, the dude has more than just CTE. Like, he has deep-rooted mental issues. And Diego Sanchez, man, I hope the guy gets help, because he definitely's got some stuff going on up top as well. And like you said, rest in peace, Stephan Bonner. He was one of my early favorites from the tough season 1 finale against Forrest Griffin. Fantastic fighter. Lazy Bed, dude. Doesn't say hello, know how you doing, just comes in with straight fucking guns blazing. I can see the smoke coming from the barrel, Lazy Bed. Militich Fighting Systems is a great shout. That might even be before Nano's time.
That is definitely early days of the Jive Turkey era. But I will want to, comment here on Rob Rex's, what he brings to the table. And I did not see him getting arrested again, but I do hate seeing old fighters, unfortunately, come into these types of situations. I think, again, it's always a good thing to reiterate that although we idolize and appreciate these fighters for what they do in the octagon, we do need to understand that these people are not in the business of being our heroes, or are not necessarily the quote-unquote role models outside of the octagon. Do we appreciate the ones that do represent the shield and what we love, and even just in martial arts in its truest form, people that operate with respect? I almost wish I had my Bruce Lee shirt on, but I got it behind me just to remind us that it's not just about going out there and displaying skills that can potentially hurt people. It's about the respect that goes into it. Mano y mano. May the better man or woman win. When that is not displayed out of the octagon, it's unfortunate. BJ Penn and a lot of these guys that you mentioned, Diego Sanchez, Bonner, RIP. What we will never see in mixed martial arts, and this is someone that grew up in football and other sports, we're not going to see that same notoriety. Maybe there'll be a documentary way down the road, but and maybe that day will come. But I will say it's tough to navigate that conversation. The NFL is on a, I don't want to say different level, because let's be honest, the UFC is, I mean, they're in the conversation now, but the reality is, yeah, any impact on the brain, and let's be honest, MMAnomaly, I mean, it doesn't take much to. I'm going to
cut in real quick on the NFL topic, if you don't mind.
Water's warm.
So when it comes to NFL, sorry, I just ripped the Benjamin there. When it comes to the NFL, I disagree. I think they're taking a lot more concussive force and on a far more often basis than UFC fighters, right? UFC fighters at best, like you're talking the upper echelon of activity, have 4 to 5 fights a year. On a regular, they're having 1 to 2 fights a year, right? In one fight, on average, you get 75 to 78 significant strikes, as long as it's not a Max Holloway fight or something, some anomaly, right? So you're talking 75 significant strikes, even if all of those are to the head on average, which they're not. Let's say they all are 75 significant strikes, and let's say you're fighting 3 times a year. Bless you. That's 225. If you're following with the math here, bless you again. That is 225. Bless you. Goodness gracious, my guy, get you some fucking allergy meds. I'm just fucking with you, man. Bless you.
I need them. Zyrtec.
So, brother. So yeah, I mean, 225 significant strikes. Realistically, the average offensive or defensive lineman or even wide receiver is taking probably at least 15 to 25 hits a game. And they're playing how many games per season?
17.
Right. So even if they were playing 10, I mean, it would trump it almost tenfold. So again, like these guys are taking a lot more shots, and that's why we're seeing the degradative state of CTE with these guys a lot quicker in the NFL. Sorry to get sidetracked. Going back to the original topic here. Militich fighting systems. Nano, again, I know this might be before your time, so let me just throw out some names that I know you will recall, okay? Militich fighting systems included, but was not limited to, Tem Sylvia, Matt Hughes, right? Let's see, Robbie Lawler.
2 champions.
Robbie Lawler.
3.
Jens Pulver.
Oh.
4.
4.
Right.
I was safe.
Ben Rothwell, current BKFC champion. And those are just 4 or 5 of what, like 20 of their notable fighters. So, my goodness, like these guys definitely were up and then down, right? And we saw it happen. But I think the difference in what Miss Mary's asking is, you know, like what's the quickest downfall that we've seen? I think it is the fighting nerds, because these guys were on a 19-0 undefeated streak together, the 4 of them, the main 4. We don't talk about Bruno Brazil. I mean, what she did before the fighting nerd type didn't count. So when it comes to these guys, they were on a 19-0 win streak, and now it's what, 20-4? It's tough, right? Yeah. So these guys have all suffered losses. One of them has bounced back and already gotten a win. I think it is worth noting, Nano and chat. I said it in the last episode, I believe, but I'll say it again at the risk of repeating myself. It's been noted that this is the only fight camp that all 4 of these fighting nerds did not actually train 100% at fighting nerds. So they split their camps at other gyms. Technically, fighting nerds fighting out of their home camp 100% are undefeated, if you look at it that way. But Nano, I'm going to toss it to you. What do you think has been the quickest rise and fall as far as MMA gyms or camps go?
I mean, there's a lot of directions I can go with this. Shout out Lazy Bed here. 6 sneezes in a row. Who sprinkled black pepper into Nano's microphone? I don't know what that is. Someone sprinkled something somewhere, but I'm coming off a cold. Maybe it's a little bit of that, a little bit of mucus, a little bit of one of my favorite lines to any sneeze is, "Oh, sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit." But MMAnomaly, you were not spending that much bullshit.
Dude, I say that shit all the time.
I would say there's not a lot of bullshit had, so I can't really use that right now. I digress. No, there are some great ones that come and go. I mean, Militich is definitely one of the early risers. The Lion's Den, just quick shout out to just the historicness of, and that's by the founding father of fight camps, right? Ken Shamrock leading the way there in the early 2000s. Frank Shamrock as well. Guy Mesger, even though they faded as well, you could argue they came and gone like a shooting star. But man, I think in today's era, and again, because you think of, and they're still around, right? AKA, they've gone through many generations. America's Top Team, gone through a few. I don't want to call this shot too early, but Truth They Box in some ways. I mean, you know, their one Icarus was Charles Oliveira. After that, I mean, you know, the blonde hair doesn't look as great now, right? After Charles really came back and had his
same with Novo now. While we're on the topic of Brazil,
again, so that's,
you know, Hanan Barao and Jose Aldo.
Truth Box is a notable name, but when I just mentioned some of those, and you think of some of the notable names that have come and gone, Truth Box might be the one that has risen to the highest and fallen to the lowest. And I don't know if they're in a position now to make their way back. Shout out Double R as well. Rob Rex here. Red Hawk, Tim Welch, Sugar Sean. That was where my gut went originally. I didn't want to mention it, but since the topic is,
I'm just going to say it again, folks. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. Tim Welch has never been a good coach. Sugar Sean's just always been a good fighter.
I mean, yeah, that was probably my funnest roller coaster ride, or even for us West Coast people, like a drop zone, or something where it's just you go up and you come down fast. It's all about the rush, and that was a great era, the O'Malley era.
I think you're on though with Shoot the Box, if I'm being honest, because like you named the main ones, but like there's also the Wanderlei Silvas, the Mauricio Shogun Huas, the Murilo Rua. Anderson Silva trained out of Shoot the Box, right? Like Thiago Silva trained out of Shoot the Box.
And they fell off. Like I don't see the direct path where they're still, I don't want to say not relevant anymore, but if I'm going to put on my Stephen A. Smith hat on here and say, hey, well, where are they? Where are they at now? Right? Where's the blonde hair? I don't see your blonde hair anymore, MMAnomaly. It's just not, man. I mean, let's be honest. The best thing as of late to come from Shoot the Box is probably Rafael Cordero, who founded King's MMA, which is actually another rising gem, right? So, there we go.
Another good one, Lazy Bed, City Kickboxing, CKB. I mean, Izzy, Alex.
I mean, Volk's still
fucking
around.
Kai Kara France.
Volk is still around. Volk's holding it down.
He is. He got it back. He's like Stella. He got his groove back.
Until Diego gets
man.
I'm telling you, man. Run that back. They might
run it back.
I mean,
run it back, man. Run it back. I think to answer Miss Mary's question, though, you got it. I'm gonna follow your lead here on this one, Ano. I think you hit the hammer on the nail here, or the nail with the hammer here. Shoot the Box. Chama. It's Shoot the Box. Brazil has had the biggest Icarus effect, as we call it. They flew too close to the sun a little too fast, and their wings burnt up. They came crashing down real fast. So moving into the next one, this next few are from Alex Pip. So shout out Alex Pip 3217. First one is best and worst training stories. This will be a quick one. Best training story I've ever had. Probably a handful of weeks into my training at American Kickboxing Academy. My favorite Muay Thai coach was actually running an MMA class, so he was showing us like sweeps and stuff, mostly Thai style. And he shows us this wrestling transition. And DC happened to be walking past the doorway, and he sees it, and so he walks into the room. And it's like, the best way to describe it was like children in elementary school in like a cafeteria if a famous person walked into the room. We're all like, oh my god, do you see that? DC, do you see him right there? Oh my god. And he comes in and he like takes his phone out of his pocket and he puts it on top of the heavy bag that's hanging. And we're like, oh my god, he's so cool. And then he walks up and he's like, Tomas, run it on me. And we're like, oh my god, we're about to watch our coach die. This is sick. And then Tomas ran it on him, and I watched my favorite coach just get his face skid 3 to 4 times across the floor. And I was like, oh boy, that was a crazy reversal. How did he do that? And DC proceeded to say, and please YouTube, don't cancel me for this. I'm just quoting DC on this. DC proceeded to say, and I quote, "Let me tell you what your coach is doing wrong, boys and girls. You see, he's trying to be foolish, right? He's trying to reach all the way around and grab for my ear when he's in this side position, this side lock position on the back. And he's doing that because he doesn't want to look okay. But let me tell you, there ain't nothing when you're on top of another grown man beating his face in. Okay? So what he's doing wrong is you should just reach for this man's ass. Okay? Because you grab his ass, it's a much easier point of contact. His ass is huge, right? And then you just hump forward with your shoulders, and now I'm in side control. And then now he's on top of my favorite coach in side control, just pretending to elbow the shit out of him in the face. So yeah, DC's fly as fuck, bro.
A big old caboose. I get you. I'm with you.
It was like straight up. He's like, your coach, what he's doing wrong is he don't want to look. And let me tell you, when I'm on top of you beating your ass, there is nothing about that. All right. So yeah, man. DC definitely that. And then probably a week before that happened was my first time seeing DC in the gym. He was literally behind the desk scanning the little barcodes to let people in. And I walked out after 2 hours of Muay Thai and I'm like, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't fangirl out. And then I turned right back around and I walked in. I'm like, DC, I grew up in Louisiana and you're the reason I started training at this gym. Would it be cool if I took a picture with you? And he's like, man, I think it'd be super cool if you took a picture with me. And I was expecting him to like lean over the counter, but no, he like walked. He's like, Joanna, can you take over this? And he walks from around the counter, puts his arm around me. He was super fit. He was training for John Jones the first time. So he was light heavyweight. And he felt like a fucking pecan tree or an oak, dude. Like he was just solid as fuck. But just a super down to earth guy. And I told him, I was like, you're the reason I started training here. And he's like, can you tell Joanna behind the front desk? She's the owner's wife. She always gives me shit, man. She always gives me a hard time. Yeah, for sure. And then he tapped me up and I left. And then worst training story. Worst training story was probably 3 months, maybe 3.5 months into my training experience. I found out that the amateur fight team was doing open tryouts at American Kickboxing Academy. And I was like, fuck it. I got nothing to lose. So I put on my favorite Captain America Under Armour rash guard and a pair of nice little shorts. And I went in there and I got my ass beat for about 2 hours. I thought, you know what? I don't need to have super great grappling as long as I have like efficient grappling negation. And I can just get by getting on the team with my striking and they'll tighten me up on my grappling. I did not know that the first hour was going to be grappling things. And I got my right trap just completely shredded. Just torn in half. Oh, no. I got jackknifed by a 4-year Stanford wrestler into the fucking mat, and I landed completely wrong. And I couldn't lift my right arm past here, which means I had no power hand at all. So it was a bad time. And then we did striking for an hour, and I had no weapons. So yeah, I remember that day fondly. I had to have my significant other help me out of my shirt an hour after I got done. When she got home. If it wasn't my favorite Captain America Under Armour, I would have had her cut it off of me. It was that bad. And Western Mass, we have not discussed yours, but I do think that should probably be content that's not on a live that me and Nana will film in person next time we hang out.
There we go.
I actually love that idea. I don't know that it would work as well as I want it to in this format on a live. So yeah, Alex, I hope that hit the mark. And then let's jump into some of the chat real quick. Let's see. Alex said Volk is a champ and Olberg is a contender, but I don't see them winning their next fight, unfortunately. Same. Rob Rex said Ian Gary and Marco Tullio still represent Shoot the Box better than anyone from TriStar right now. I mean, that's fair. I do agree. TC is a GOAT. That's a fact. What's up, Grimy? How you doing, man?
Grimy, what do you do?
Rob Rex, meeting Prime DC must have been a highlight of your life. Nice. Dude, no joke. It is. Getting to see him work. I'd literally show up like an hour to an hour and a half early for my Muay Thai classes when I could, when work would permit, just so I could watch him coach the children's wrestling. Because just fascinating to see how he works. It's so efficient and just so fascinating. And B, the children, the like 8, or I think it was like 7 to 9 was the group. And it's like most of them were around 8. Those kids were better than most adults in the UFC when it came to grappling, like pure grappling. One of them was the jiu-jitsu guys. What was his name? I know his first name was Adolfo. But it was his son. And I remember like multiple times in one class, like probably 3 times, he came up to his son and he's like, hey, you've got to stop. You're making other kids cry. You've got to be gentle. These other kids aren't as good as you. And he's like, okay, Dad. I'm like, dude, this kid's a murderer. He's literally just like key choking. And I'm like, the kid's like 7. He just choked out a 9-year-old. And then the 9-year-old cried. Shit was wild, bro. Shit was wild.
Still different.
Have you discussed my recommendation? Yes, just now. I did that prompted by your comment, though. So happy to see you in the chat, WMC. My worst training story is still getting rocked. And when my coaches asked me where I was, and I said, the gym I left 3 years ago. No! Oh. That man knocked you back in time, dude. Holy smokes. He had a record skip moment. That's wild, man. My favorite training story is when everyone was doing bag work and just basic shit, and we all broke out singing Colt 45 by Afro Man. Oh, hell yeah. That's a great story. Colt 45 and 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all I need.
Go to the park after dog. That tumbleweed.
Smoke that weed. As a marijuana burn, we can take our turn.
Do the rap songs.
Dude.
Roll.
Dude.
Dude, that's a great song.
I love that you know that song too. My guy. I thought that again might have been before your time, but hey. My guy's cultured, folks.
Come on now. Semi Preserveo.
All right, this next one. Dream UFC cards. Announced or rumored fights you're looking forward, or announced or rumored fights you're looking forward to the most. Dream UFC fight would have been prime Nate Diaz and prime Dustin Poirier. That would have been a banger. And then most hyped scheduled belt in my mind right now. Let's do a quick one through boys and girls. Those are great fights. I mean, it's got to be Virna Jandiroba versus Mackenzie Dern, right? I'm just kidding. No, I like Islam Makhachev versus Jackie Three Names, old Jack Della Maddalena. That's probably my most hyped fight that's already announced. Nano, what you got on this one?
Ooh, man, this is a great question. There's a lot of different ways I can go about this. And honestly, there's a lot of dream fights. I dream about a lot of fights. I almost feel like Bobby Boucher here, where, oh, I'm seeing a... So you seen anybody? I see a lot of people. I see a lot of girls. You like guys too. It's so nice. I seen Coach Khan and my mama. But yeah, I mean, that's just to the point that I'm just so animated, so excited about this. I dream a lot of fights. Not a lot of ways to pivot away from this one. MMAnomaly, don't be cracking up over there. Help me out, brother. Come on. You heard me.
I'm dying, bro. I'm dying cracking up over here, bro.
That's a great reference.
That was fantastic. I saw my mom and Mr. Coach Klein just last night.
Oh, the one girl just walks away. He's like, "You are bad." And then
you are bad, Bobby.
You are bad, though.
One of my favorite lines that's like underrated as fuck in that movie is, "Can I get you something to drink, Bobby?" He's like, yeah, I'll have a what is that? I'll have a whiskey on the rocks. Hold the whiskey.
Water and scotch. Hold the scotch.
Or water and scotch. Hold the scotch. That was it. He's like, did you just make a joke, Bobby? That was a good one. That guy's fucking hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man. What's up, A-Train? Adrian Gonzalez in the chat. Let's go, brother. What's good, man? What's good?
Go.
I saw you join the chat and I poured up a shot, and then I definitely knew I had to pour one when I saw this guy roll up. What up, Leroy? Hope you're having a killer night over there in Australia, mate. Hope you're not getting beat up by any fucking cunts or fucking kangaroo jacks over there.
Shout out, Leroy. Miss you, baby. I miss you. Miss my lad.
Yeah, smash the likes up. Smash those likes up, mate.
Absolutely. Shout out AP.
Hey,
again,
and we got Jake in the chat. Let's go, Raider. Also. Raiders.
Dude, that was
Let's go.
Unprompted.
Cheers to you, boys. Cheers to you, boys. Let's fucking go. To everybody in the chat. If you're drinking, drink with us.
Salute. Let's go.
To make a bad joke, did that taste like sadness? Or?
Like an interception is what it tasted like. Like
an interception in the first 2 minutes? Fucking hell. Fucking hell, mate. Fucking hell, mate.
Shout out AP. Max Holloway versus Dan Hooker. That is a great matchup. That is a great one.
Salad.
Had to quickly shout that out, but Double R with the heat, because that's where I was going to go with it. He said, I want to see Aspinall versus Ngannou. That is a great dream matchup, but I am a prisoner of the time. I wanted to see the GOAT. And I'm talking about John Jones fight Tom Aspinall. That was my dream matchup, man. We all want to see it. We still want to this day. Probably won't get it. So That's the one I wanted to see. It felt realistic. It was on the tip of our fingers. But if I'm being honest, do you think a GSP versus Spider could have crossed paths? I felt like that was borderline on the potential.
Mary said it's Jake's birthday, right? It's always Jake's birthday.
Always.
It is always Jake's birthday, Mary.
And we gonna party like it's his birthday. And we gonna sip whiskey
Bacardi.
because it's his birthday.
Brother. I mean, we'll drink anything, brother. Dude, GSP and Anderson Silva is definitely a good one. That's the one that I put on the thumbnail, right? So I mean, yeah, I can't not agree with you after I built the thumbnail.
Especially in this era where like now everyone tries to chase the multiple championships and all that. Like, I feel like they were two fighters. I would have just threw it all out the door, met at a catch weight, got it done. Hell nah. No, Jones can get a lot of smart. Fair enough.
Get lost, Jones. Eat my shorts, dude.
WMC, it's my dream. Okay, if you want to partake in mine, then we can be in the middle. Let us know your dream matchup, but I'm sticking to it. Mighty Mouse versus Pantoja.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Mighty Mouse versus Pants would be fire.
Damn.
Oh, now we're just getting crazy, folks. Hear me out, says Lazy Bed. Pride Wanderlei Silva versus World Series of Fighters Justin Gaethje. You know what? You brought the cat out of the bag here, Lazy Bed, so I'm just going to say it.
Stylistically,
I'd love to see that.
Gaethje has a little bit more in the arsenal. I mean, his leg kicks and everything. I mean,
Wanderlei's power, though, dude.
Fair.
They're the same fighter, just like 20 years apart.
Just the ball that Vanderlei with the fucking...
He like throws open hand almost the way that he throws. Nasty, bro.
He makes me want to get a tattoo in the back of my head. Still.
See, like, no, I mean, no disrespect, brother. I just disagree, bro. Brother!
It just hurts me a little bit, but it's fine. I only take it personally.
WMC just kicked you in the mouse. Right? So, look, he brought it up, so I got to say it. I'd love to see Pride Wanderlei versus World Series of Fighters Gaethje. What I'd rather see is the Chael Sonnen that fought Anderson Silva both times. And I don't know why. I feel like my voice is kind of switching into a Chael-like voice here. Chael Sonnen, the Westland, Oregon gangster. I don't know if you know this or not, Nano, but there were years where his dad barely made $100,000. What were they supposed to do? They can't hire a maid. He had to clean dishes those years, Nano. Can you believe it?
That's crazy.
The horror, the agony. I'm talking about the Westland gangster. Come on. Against a fucking jacked, also steroided up. I'll do it again.
Kayla, get close to me.
Fucking Wanderlei Silva. Come on, bro. I can't let you get. I can't.
Kayla, get close.
I can't let you get close. I can't let you get close to me.
Kayla, get close to me now. I see you soon.
You know what I'm saying? As we all know, I can't let you get close is what Chael Sonnen the Gray said to the Balrog.
To which he responded, I see you soon.
I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon, boy.
Which he and MMAnomaly still use to this day. Still in our vernacular.
You want to go now? You want to know? Want to know?
You want to know?
These guys are fucking hilarious. This is a fun one. Royce Gracie versus Ryan Hall. LOL. Yeah, that would actually be fun. I mean, the question is, Grimy.
Who should we put up Royce against, though? Let's be honest.
No. This is actually a good fight. He's making a joke, but I'm gonna poke the bear here, Grimy. I gotta do it. You did it to yourself, kid. What happens if they can't wear a gi and it's in current UFC rules? Ryan actually does better in that fight, I think. I'll die on that hill. Royce needs the fucking gi, bro. He used it to choke out like 90% of his opponents. Even if they weren't wearing a gi, he would do like a fucking sleeve wrap and use his sleeve to pull it in.
Royce might have some...
Dude,
I'll never bet against Gracie's. All I'll say is he probably has some stuff that he never even needed to display. He might pull some pinky toe submission. I'm talking, okay? Exactly that. You might pull some Chama type shit. I mean, listen.
Lazy man said, I'm over here rolling my wrists to Sandstorm.
As a pioneer, as a founding father. Any of the Gracies, Henzo, any of those guys. I mean, they were built different. And the fact that Royce was able to submit and beat some of the baddest mofos that we can name, right?
Facts.
And then
I need you to read this comment.
Just throw a Ryan Hall in there. Come on. Don't be crazy. Mass Climber said, nah, F no. Whoa, hold on. Dude too handsome to not disrespect occasionally. Oh, okay.
Come on, don't be crazy.
You got to deflate the balloon a little bit. I
double-edged sword there, bud.
And that's why you're my foundation. You're my rock and ground. You're my everything.
Fucking amateur.
I love you, bro. That's for you. Hope you're listening.
Double champ Connor at the time should have went against T Wood. That would always hurt. Had real chances to go 3-time champ. Oh man.
Woodley would have just took him down and just
Woodley would have wrestle fucked him, dude.
Yeah.
It would have been bad. He's so much bigger than him, like thickness wise.
Now Grabby's onto something. He named my 2 favorite fighters of all time: Chuck Liddell versus Poetan. Good God.
Let's go, Grimy.
Poetan would just be
Let's go, Grimy. That's what I'm saying, bro. Without the gi, like it's tough, dude. And also, like, no. I'm just gonna throw one more thing in here before you get to this next Grimy comment, because Grimy's fucking obviously cooking us in the chat right now. Getting us to just go off on tangents. But I love it. Keep them coming, brother. Like, I love Royce Gracie. Right? He's the guy. But that motherfucker doesn't know a goddamn thing about 50-50 guard compared to Ryan Hall. Like, Ryan Hall has a 9 DVD instructional on 50-50 guard. And most people would be like, I don't want to be here. 50-50 guard sucks. Ryan Hall's like, I live here. You all pay me rent. I own the building.
What I will say to that, my last comment on it is, it falls into the era debate, right? Every sport evolves, athletes evolve, the game evolves, and so humans evolve. And so, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Babe Ruth, Shohei Ohtani, Tom Brady, whoever the hell you want to throw in there. It's like, you always have those debates every era. Oh, my guy was better than this guy. Oh, this, Joe Montana, my day. All I'll say is Royce is one of those guys, built a little different. I think he has that MJ, that Mamba mentality. Just the fact that he was going in, doing what he was doing at that time. No rules. There was you just drop Ryan Hall into whatever he was doing back then. Might have been next to Bill Gates trying to build computers. Then you pull him off the street. Okay, he might have learned a trick or two. All I know is that we can never answer it, but I will say I've never been against a Gracie. Take it to the bank.
Fair. Let me ask you. Have you heard the story about why Don Fry says he lost that fight to Royce Gracie? Don Fry?
I mean, granted, they did fight multiple fights in the same night, so
yeah,
it could be a multitude of reasons.
He says it has nothing to do with that. He says he felt fresh going into it. Everything was fine. He says that he was hitting him in the face, and like he was trying to choke him out, and he was trying to break his arm, and this, that, and the other, and he just kept punching him in the face. And he said at one point, I looked over at his dad, and his dad is standing there like holding on to his gi like a karate master from a movie, and he looked his son in the eye, and he's like, no. Like I literally uncorked 4 of my power shots to this kid's face, and I make eye contact with his dad, and his dad's like, no, don't fucking give up.
Yeah.
And I knew that there wasn't a time limit on this fight, and that if I kept hitting him, I would kill this man. And so at some point I just said, like, I can't. I've either got to tap out or let this guy or kill this guy. So it feels like there was a bit of like pulling of the punches, whether it was cerebral or not. But either way, dude, Leroy said it best, bro. Ryan would ruin Royce with a gi anyways. Brother. And yeah, Sandstorm, bro. Darude, Sandstorm. If you haven't heard it, you can. It's a ballad of the 90s or late 90s, early 2000s. You know?
Great song. You did that very
That's a song from my time, bro. If I can't do the Darude theme, I'm a failure as a 90s kid. Oh man, Cuck Liddell versus. Wait, did you? Oh, sorry, I don't know why I read Cuck Liddell.
I was just saying, did you just say Cuck Liddell? How dare you? Better step back.
How dare I? How dare I? Cuck Liddell. Cuck Liddell. No, Chuck Liddell, the Iceman versus Poetan. That would be a fun fight, like prime for prime. Oh, that'd be a anger of a fight.
I mean, Alex with his kickboxing pedigree is just different, man. I mean, it's just different.
Alex agreed that'd be fun. Lazy Bet said he'd be a banger.
Alex like a heavyweight, let's be honest.
But I don't know, dude. Like I disagree. And Chuck was a light heavyweight. Like he was a real light heavyweight.
Fair.
I think that'd be a closer match in their prime, like prime for prime. That'd be a fun one. Western Mass Climber said, "Isn't T-Wood a golf club?" I don't know. I don't golf.
Tiger Woods.
That's awesome. Tyron 3-Wood Golfley. Love that one. Or 3-Wood Golfley. 3-Wood Woodley.
He's 6'2".
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit. Okay.
Chris Lieben versus Chris Duncan. Loser has to change their name to Frank. Fucking Leroy, dude. How about Mayhem Miller versus War Machine? Oh man, battle of the just chaotic souls.
Now we're talking.
You know what's funny is like people always hate on War Machine, which fair, not a good guy. But I always have a fond memory of him in the tough finale that he competed on against don't fail me now, Brain. J-Rock. Guy with a mohawk, big buff African American guy. And they had beef throughout the entire season in the house. Like they wanted to fight each other and they ended up fighting each other in the finale. J-Rock obliterated him. Like fucking beat his ass for 3 rounds. He was landing, they weren't considered 12-6 elbows because he was technically in top position. And he was just boom, 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 fucking boom, as Joe Rogan would say. And he split the top of War Machine's head to the point to where when he had him in back position, War Machine was like this, and you could see blood just pouring like a faucet out of his skull. And then War Machine knocked him out with like one shot. He got dominated for 2.5 rounds. And as he's dominated, like his whole body's covered in his own blood. J-Rock's body is covered in his blood too. If I remember right, like he was wearing white shorts at the start and they were pink. And because they're covered in his blood, War Machine slips out of his grip, stands up and just goes boom, boom. And when J-Rock woke up, the ref had to told him he lost. And he's like, what? Like I'm covered in his blood. What the fuck do you mean I lost? Not a cut on him. His opponent is terrible looking. But man, War Machine, he came through in that one. That was a nasty comeback. Fond memories of that one. Don Fry never lost a fight. You fucking with me? He lost the fight. Hold on. Are you fucking with me?
I'm pretty sure he lost to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He lost 9 fights. You're hitting me with a Chelsea Sonnen fact right now, brother. Prime Izzy versus Prime Rockhold would be fucking money.
I like that a lot.
That'd be money. Prime Rockhold versus Prime Izzy would be money. Prime Izzy versus Prime Silva would be fire too.
Yeah. Honestly, that's the other one I was thinking of. I was trying to get Izzy involved here, and those are the 2 names that would make so much sense. I almost want to throw Volk in there too. I mean, like a Volk versus a Prime Jose or even Connor, since Connor was mentioned earlier. I mean,
that'd be fun.
My appetite for that would be through the roof.
You know what? I'm gonna throw it out there. I know we already technically saw the fight, but this was like at the very end of his MMA career. What about a Prime Chad Mendez versus Prime Volk? It's a fun fight. And like the Mendez we saw against Volk was looking good up until he got knocked out.
Should we even throw Zabit in the conversation? Apparently, Zabit's still ready.
Zabit versus Connor, prime for prime. That's a fight.
Sheesh.
Zabit versus Poirier, prime for prime.
He's gone too soon, man. Pissed.
Like, so sick, bro. He went from hurting people to healing people. Dr. Zabit. Rob Rex says, Hoist wasn't the best, though, just the most popular still. Remember Waleed Ishmael choked out. Waleed Ishmael. What a beast. What a shout, Rob Rex. Oh, my God. Yeah. I'd forgotten that name. That feels like a core memory you just unlocked. He choked out Prime Hoist in Brazil in an arena full of people right before UFC 1. Yeah, 100%. I remember that happening, and like people rushed in. He put him to sleep. Like it was nasty, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Well, that's why, I mean, Rickson, if you want to do anything, I mean, Rickson, any of those other
turning into a 90s UK Raven here. Absolutely, bro. Can you feel the storm? The sandstorm? If you make techno noises, I may go into a flashback. I used to rave pretty hard. Let's go, dude.
You won't.
Let's go, dude. Fucking get this man a glow stick, somebody. Leroy, John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. Fuck you, John. Facts.
Fair.
Sus smile from Nano there. They're always sus.
You know the vibe.
John Lineker versus John Dodson, bare knuckle. I'm happy with it. How about Conor McGregor versus Mike Perry, bare knuckle? Boom, book it.
Ooh.
Prime Conor versus Ilya, book it. Facts. Touch butt Conor versus wheel kick Edson is also a show. That's a show.
Fair enough.
All right. This next one is my least favorite topic / question that we got. And it's also from Alex Pip. So here we go. UFC fights that made you walk away. Man, there's never been a UFC fight that made me walk away during the fight. I always finish watching the fight. But I'll tell you instead, a UFC fight that was so bad, I wanted to walk away from the sport. Because I was just so sad. Sad panda. I'm literally pouring up a shot for this one because it's not the business. I hate this fight. Even just to talk about it. Sadness to the soul. Folks, we got about 30 of you watching right now. Cheers to you. Cheers to us. And hey, cheers to love and to honor. If you can't come in or come honor. Cheers.
You naughty boy. Salute.
We got to throw a funny cheers in there every once in a while, brother. Come on, let me have my fun. So, what fight made me want to walk away or made me walk away? Just sad and deflated. Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor 1. Conor McGregor whiffed on an overhand right or overhand left. Dustin ducked it, and as his hand was coming over, he darted his elbow down. Hits the back of Dustin's head, which, as Dana White would say, it's fucking illegal. So he did that. And then right after that, he proceeded to land 3 more back of the head shots to get the finish. I'll die on that hill. Got Fight Pass, got ESPN Plus, as long as they're still there and haven't been deleted yet. Go watch that fight. Tell me I'm wrong. Please. We can have a Discord about it. You can ask Alex Pip. Even if we've got disagreeing opinions, if we chat, we can have a civil discussion, right? I will ask you to pull forth a slow motion of that fight to show me why you think you're right and I'm wrong. But that fight sucked for me. It was tough. I hated Conor at the time. Still not a huge fan. Loved Dustin Poirier at the time. Still a huge fan. And as Foghorn Leghorn would say, it was the best of times. I'll say it was the worst of times. Except minus the best of times. It was just the worst of times. No, what was yours?
That's a good one. Honestly, AP just throwing out heaters all day, absolute darts. Well, real quick, WFC. I love Dustin for getting back in the spades. Absolutely. Getting that back in spades. Sorry, misread that.
2 times.
2 times. But yeah, I mean, Izzy vs. Joel was the one that first came to mind. That was absolutely brutal to watch. I mean, just lackluster. Felt like I wish I would have walked away at some point. The other one was, I think it was Ngannou versus Hot Balls Lewis. absolute brutal matchup. No strikes whatsoever. We thought it was not gonna leave the first round, not leave the first minute. Goes to decision. Absolutely super unnecessary fight. Honestly, though, that just made me walk away. As far as just being disappointed was Sugar Sean's last fight against Merab Dvalishvili. I was really excited for Sugar. I thought he had a chance. Had to walk away at a certain point. I'm like, he's getting his ass whooped. I don't need to watch this anymore. I know what's going on. And that was just on a personal level. So
that's fair. That is fair. You know what? in you talking about it, I actually did think of one fight. I didn't walk away. I still stand on that. I've never walked away from a fight, but the one time I did really contemplate it was probably Anderson Silva versus Damian Maia. So like Damian Maia couldn't land a single goddamn takedown, but Silva wouldn't fucking engage because he was afraid of the takedown. So like it was just a very poor display. I think there were like, it was a 25-minute fight, and I think there were less than 100 strikes landed in the entire fucking fight. And like not significant strikes, like total strikes. It was fucking awful. I don't know that I was legally old enough to drink, but I'm sure I drank that night. I'm sure I did. Raider also is funny as fuck. Brother got the job.
I like that.
In the bit, like on the mic for Most Outspoken or in the octagon, either way, sign it the fuck up. Don Fry versus Sean Strickland. Get these guys in their prime. All right.
Most American. That'd be. We were talking about dream cars. That'd be at the White House. Don Fry versus Sean Strickland for America.
I mean, Don Fry did only fight 20 pounds heavier than Sean. I'm not mad at that fight. Hold on. I need to. Now we're going back to that question. God damn it. Also, oh man. I'm trying to think like who's a banger. I mean, honestly, Don Fry versus Alex Pineda would be a fucking banger. Like prime Don Fry. Like pride Don Fry. You imagine them getting into a collar clinch?
Oh.
Fucking Don Fry just fucking smashing leather, bro. Bro, Don Fry would rip Strickland's arse out his throat. Facts, WMC. Bro, facts. I think he'd do the same to Pineda, if I'm being completely honest. Men were built different back then, bro. They're like, brother.
Ooh, what about an Aspinall versus Lesnar? Ooh, prime Lesnar.
Oh, Aspinall eats him up. Frank Mir ate him up, and Aspinall is fucking his son. He's better.
True. What about?
But I love the fight because fucking why not?
Why not?
Lesnar went in there and pushed my boy DC, and then Rosendo Sanchez, 5'1", went in there and was like, "Fuck you," and pushed it back.
Tom versus Fedor. Ooh.
I still can't believe Rosendo Sanchez went out there and pushed Lesnar back. He's 5'1". He's the boxing coach for AKA.
Craziness.
That's a fucking spicy little Mexican dude, bro. He's fire as fuck. Rosendo he's hardcore as hell. He's one of those dudes that you know, like if he's your homie, he's gonna ride or die, bro. Rose versus Carlo was another tough one. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Where's the sound?
Randy Couture. Ooh.
Randy Couture versus Don Fry.
Ooh.
Prime for prime. Don Fry I love, but Randy Couture, like that's Captain America. That's one of my favorite fighters.
He's got that wrestling too.
Like my first two favorite fighters were Randy Couture and Rashad Evans.
Hey.
And then Dustin Poirier came along and was like, these other guys, nah, watch my fights, dude. I'm gonna show you something. You think my hot sauce is spicy? My fight style is even spicier, kid. Speaking of spicy, Nano, we're taking it a step away here for the next question. Right? We are going into a realm we haven't really talked about a ton on this show. Right? I'm going to ask you first on this one. What is the greatest or are the greatest Dragon Ball Z fights of all time for you? We can do, let's do a top 3 and we'll go back and forth. I'll let you go first. You give me your number 3.
Okay. Oh. Oh, shit. Number 3 is gonna have to be oh man, honestly. And I feel like maybe I hope I'm not wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure Majin Vegeta and Goku had a little bit of a tussle, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna be my
there was that scene in the mountains where Goku fucking did like the Kai or like the Kai like handcuffs around him and then slapped him. That was hard as fuck.
That's gonna be my number 3.
That's pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie to you.
At that moment, like obviously that, like just that episode or like that kind of part of the series, and like just Goku trying to calm him down and just man, everything about that one that's my number 3. That's my number 3.
WMC said DBZ just unsubbed. Bro, we're answering fucking comments in the chat here, bro.
Baby, come back.
You can blame it all on Pip. Oh man, my number 3 is and I'm gonna give you the fight and the why, obviously, right? So my number 3 is gonna be Vegeta versus Frieza in the Frieza saga or the Namek saga, right? The reason being, it's when I first started to kind of like appreciate Vegeta. I was like, maybe he's not just like a bad guy, right? And he's my favorite character. I have the little him lifting weights right there. Shout out ms.mary. And there was a couple of reasons I really like this. One, you know, it's our first time really hearing about Super Saiyans and how he thought he had become a Super Saiyan, but he wasn't quite there. And we've all had that moment, right? Where we think like, oh, dude, I'm about to smash this guy in any kind of competitive sport or any moment, right? Or even in work, right? If you work in corporate or whatever you do, like I'm going to smash this day at work. I'm going to smash this meeting. And then you go in and you get beat to fuck, right? And that's exactly what happened. He went out there and he led the fight and then he got arrogant. He let Frieza transform and he got fucking dog walked. Right? He got dog walked. And it was tough, but he grew from it. Specifically 3 times stronger, as Saiyans do. And we saw what happened next. So yeah, Vegeta versus Frieza in the Namek saga is number 3 for me.
Solid. Can't go wrong with that.
Oh, my guy went straight Dragon Ball, not even just DBZ. He went Goku versus King Piccolo for number 3. Solid fucking fight. And he literally said go on Dragon Ball. How funny. I probably should have read the whole comment. 2, Gohan versus Cell. Fire. Fucking fire. Android 16's head blowing up right before he tells him to kind of let go and unleash it. And Goku versus Frieza. Oh, fire. So, like, I like what set up Goku versus Frieza even more for some weird masochistic reason, I guess.
No, you're absolutely right. No, but I have the same AP again. We're on the same hive mind tonight instead of me and MMAnomaly. But Gohan versus Perfect Cell was my number 2 as well. I mean, everything about that series and how it built up to that point. You know, no more Goku in the picture, and you finally see Gohan like we all talk about, and like we always kind of knew he was special, and he finally, reached that full potential, though it was not in ideal circumstances. But I will say, like, everything about Cell and the androids, like, I that holds a precious spot in my heart, man. Great series. I mean, Cell was a great villain, and you've seen him kind of pop up again throughout the series or different, iterations. But that, to me, like, the build up, the actual fight itself, Gohan just going to town, like, I mean, man, that's definitely my number 2. What about you, brother? What you got?
Man. Good ones. Solid ones. For me, number 2. I'm between a couple of them for number 2, if I'm being honest.
Well, I mean, talk to us. Okay, well, okay. I mean, how are you thinking?
All right. You know what?
How are you splitting the difference here? Like,
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. Number 2 for me is your number 3. Goku versus Majin Vegeta. Like Majin Vegeta letting himself be overcome by the Majin kind of curse, right? Letting them take over his mind. You may take my mind, but there's one thing a Saiyan always keeps: his pride. Like that was a fire. Like, come on, that was fire, bro. Like, yeah. That whole fight scene, I think it was like 3, maybe 5 fucking episodes. It was fire. It was fire, bro. Those were fantastic episodes. Goku versus Vegeta will always go down in history as one of the greatest fights in DBZ history. My number 1, I think, is going to surprise every person who's ever watched DBZ in the chat. Nano, what's your number 1?
Oh man, okay, we're gonna leave some. I'll be quick then. I'll be quick. I mean, this one to me, and again, I mean, Goku's my guy. I have the figurine somewhere behind me, but when he finally turned Super Saiyan 3, I mean, I'll just like rewatch that video, like just to go to the gym sometimes. Just seeing that build up, everything about Majin Buu and Hercule and that whole arc was absolutely fantastic. But Goku 3, Goku Super Saiyan 3, excuse me, versus Majin Buu, my favorite fight and something I will always rewatch.
This is Super Saiyan. This is Super Saiyan 2. Going through all the phases, just flexing on him. That was a firefight.
Oh, dude, I love that one. That was my favorite. And Majin Buu is a dog. He's a dog.
Facts, bro.
Hell of a chin.
So for me, I knew number 1. Like, I love Vegeta. He's my favorite character of all time. But for me, when it comes to like that question, my first favorite character, the first character I really like loved as a kid growing up watching this show, was Gohan. I knew Gohan from the start had to be number 1. It was just a matter of which fight, right? So is it Mystic Gohan versus Majin Buu, right? Which is the one that I think everyone would probably just kind of adeptly go for. It was fire. But I went somewhere different. I went with, instead of just typical Dragon Ball the series, I went with Dragon Ball Z movie. The Future of Trunks, to be specific. I went with Future Gohan variation, and specifically his final fight with the androids when he dies. That quote right before he dies, like, you know you can't win. You can't destroy what I really am. Even if you manage to kill this body, someone even stronger would surface and take my place. Like, he's about to die. He has 1 arm. He's fighting 2 people, and he's still just like, not one person you kill will go unaccounted for. Like, the dude is a fucking savage, bro. He's like his dad on steroids for me. So, yeah, Gohan versus the androids, Future of Trunks. I mean, let's fucking go. Western Mass Climber, where I come from, DBZ was nerdy. Never got into it. Am I the outcast? No, you're not the outcast. I got made fun of for watching DBZ, but I also learned mixed martial arts later in life. So, who's laughing now, huh? Man. I always got bullied for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess it is technically nerdy. I mean, I don't know. I played other sports. I did other things, but I had a cousin that was super into Dragon Ball Z specifically, to the point where like I have a little bookshelf behind me or like a little rack. He had everyone all laid out, and me and my brother were the type of kids that, like, if we had toys, we were play fighting, bashing them. We had no concept of memorabilia or like figurines or things that like were money, or just that people like just want their things a certain way. And so long story long, really, at this point, I had a cousin that had a bunch of them. We would play with them all the time. We were watching the show, and he was very upset that we did that. And so, you know, to this day, never lived it down. But listen, you know, your kids, you like what you like. And so the DBZ to me has a special place for that reason as well. So it is nerdy, but it's okay to nerd out here and there.
Absolutely. It's extremely nerdy. And I got to address the comment from Rob Rex. Those DBZ movies with the rock songs made their fights so much better. Goku versus Broly in the first movie and Goku versus Cooler with Deftones playing in the back. Hard to top that again. Yeah, dude, facts. And Nano, you can like call a spade here. I can't tell you how many times I've sent Nano the meme of like Vegeta and Goku looking beat the fuck up, getting up when they have all the like cyber coolers coming towards them or the metal coolers coming towards them. And they're just like, they look at each other like in regular Saiyan form, like, all right, bro, we're fucked up. We're tired. We just got our asses beat. We got about 100 more of them to beat right now. Maybe 1,000. You got this? And they just kind of like, almost like invisible fist bump. Like, all right, let's fucking go. They power up and they just go, bro. That's such a cool scene. And like, you're talking Linkin Park, Disturbed, fucking Pantera in these movies. They were fire. They were fire, bro. For sure, Rob, for sure, said Alex Pitt. Absolutely. I got beat up by Puerto Ricans I made fun of for being into DBZ in the 9th grade. I mean, WMC, I love you, but I mean, you deserve it, man. Don't hate on people for the things you don't like that they like. You know what I'm saying, brother? Lessons were learned that day. Alex Pip said, when I was a kid, I used to spend all night just watching the old DBZ fights with my favorite metal behind it. Bro, facts. I'd go to animemusicvideos.org and just download like the ones that people would make with rock songs behind them. So sick. Y'all ever watch Dragon Ball Abridged? Why do they keep kicking me in the dick? Yes, I've definitely watched a handful of episodes of Abridged. Very, very fun show. With that, let's go ahead and move into the next topic. Next topic is, let's see here. Jalen says, I'd love to hear your thoughts on camp activity and how fighters are benefiting in the UFC under Endeavor rather than in previous years. So this will be a short answer from me. We've already kind of addressed camp activity recently on this episode, at the beginning of it. Check back on the timestamps after Nano drops those in. And how fighters are benefiting differently under the Endeavor promotion or the Endeavor bracket rather than previously. I don't think they've really seen any changes after Endeavor bought them. I think it's still the same kind of pay stack for them. I think it's the same people behind the org that are making the decisions. And even after the TKO merger, no real big changes there to note. I think where we're going to see differences, Jalen, is going to be when we come into the Paramount Plus deal. We'll start to see a lot of changes, right? As far as the promotion of the sport, the production of the sport, as well as the fighter pay brackets and the overall, the fighter bonuses, right? Like, I know for a fact Dana has said that they were still trying to come to terms on fighter bonuses because one of the things Paramount Plus really pushed for is fighters to get bigger bonuses than 50K based on inflation and things like that. So I think fighter bonuses will likely go to 75 or 100K moving into this new Paramount deal. And what I'd like to see, wishful thinking on my end, right, would be instead of performance of the night bonuses or submission of the night bonus, I think every finish should get a bonus on every fight card. I don't think these fighters deserve anything less, especially with the low pay scale that they're actually receiving. Nano, you want to weigh in on this one?
Yeah, I mean, you hit a lot of great points there. And just to reiterate, I mean, there are pros and cons to every new deal or just in general, right? You see all the glitz and glamour. The UFC is a big conglomerate. And yes, they did sign with Endeavor. And that is a huge increase to their revenue. I mean, $1 billion company now is the UFC, much more like over that. The larger media exposure, everything from their endorsements. I mean, they're just an absolute powerhouse. But the reality is, when it comes to the fighter compensation, they are the lowest out of all the main sports that you can think of, as low as 13 to 18%, much lower. In fact, far significantly lower than any other major sport. And you look at them, I mean, Micah Parsons in the NFL just got traded. He's getting $60 million a year. That, I mean, nobody discloses that type of information, far less fighters in the UFC, but they are still a multi-billion-dollar company. And in fact, they did have issues in the past. There was fighter compensation issues to the point of which there was a lawsuit that was settled back in 2024 for $335 million. Not to overlook what the word settlement means in lawyer, legalese, but that could have been potentially $1.6 billion that they could have paid back to their fighters, but they settled, meaning they agreed with, they shook hands, kind of a, I don't want to say under the table deal, but they were on the hook for far much more money than what they still ended up giving back. Again, all to say, it's an issue. And obviously these types of things will eventually rot, you from the root through. And so if you're at the UFC, you got to read the writing on the walls. I think something has to give there. I know, and Dana's savvy. I think things might change, honestly, once Dana leaves, if I'm being blunt. But for now, it's going to be the same way it is until Dana leaves. I mean, you see it with Al Davis, Jerry Jones. Like, a lot of people, they just operate how they do. Even if it's under the table, gentleman deals, whatever, they don't. It is what it is, unfortunately. Get your endorsements, get your platforms up. If you're a fighter or if you're anyone, bet on yourself to end that one. But in terms of camp activity, like you mentioned, I think there is a fine balance, but at the end of the day, it's always situational. Each fighter, and there's so many circumstances that go into it. You take into short. There's just so many factors, but I'll leave it there.
Yeah, I agree. And moving into the next one. Now, this is the one that we said we're not going to do on this episode, but it does deserve our honorable mention. And we will be doing a separate segment next time we hang out in person to do this one. So Western Mass Climber, a.k.a. WMC, says, I recommend you do dexterity, strength, and endurance-related challenges in between tasting and reviewing various whiskeys on UFC Bye-Weeks. Not a bad idea. I think we're probably going to make that into a shorts series with content that we end up inevitably recording next time we hang out in person. I love that. Love that recommendation. Y'all Yaboa says, let's see here, y'all. Do a show on best and worst cards of 2025 so far. Best and worst cards of 2025. See here. I took the lead on the last one. Nano, I'll let you pick what you want to go with first, but you'll take the lead. What is the best or worst card of UFC in 2025?
Man, there have been some really freaking good ones, if I'm being honest. I mean, this year has been off to a hot start. As I'm looking at everything, oh boy. Honestly, the one that sticks out to me, and I don't know if I'm biased just because we were in Vegas to watch it, but International Fight Week was definitely my favorite card. I mean, there's so many good ones, right? You could look at the statistics, how many knockouts was, on a certain card. There's different ways you can slice the onion here, but my favorite card in terms of my best was International Fight Week. That just absolutely delivered on every facet, so... What about you, brother?
I hate it when you take my answer. Yeah, best card of the year was
perspective because you were there. So I mean,
yeah, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. Yeah, that was the best card. Seeing that Josh Van fight in person was just next level, man. I remember Big Ron Betts saying, man, he just lost that fight in the last 7 seconds while we were watching it. And that was wild, man. Such a good fight card. Alex Pipp said UFC 308 was great. Yes, it was. 308 was definitely a freaking solid card. Let's see. Who was the headliner for 308? That was last year, though.
Ilya versus Max.
That was the December card.
Rob.
Yeah.
Magomed beat Rakic.
Unfortunately, that one doesn't count because it was last year, but definitely a great shout. And then since you took the lead so valiantly on the best card of the year, I will take the lead on the worst card of the year. I mean, it's... God, I hate to say it. UFC Vegas 107, Fight Night Blanchfield versus Barber. I mean, from the start, that fight card was lightweight cursed, right? Blanchfield versus Barber as your headliner. Not really going to do a ton of pay-per-view buys there, even though it's a fight night. But, I mean, the main card that we actually got, right? We'll start at the bottom, and we'll work our way up to the real headliner here. So we had Zachary Reese coming in against Dusko Todorovic, getting the win, which is wild, considering the fights we saw this past week. Ketlin Vieira versus Macy Chasson. decisions for both of those. Dustin Jacoby versus Bruno Lopez. We don't talk about Bruno because he got KO'd. Billy Ray Goff got submitted by Ramiz Brahimaj in the first round. And then we got a main event between Mateusz Gamrot and Ludovic Klein. Got to be the worst card of the year for me. I don't know, man. What do you think, Nato?
That's definitely a fair shout. Definitely a fair shout. I hate being so negative. There's so many that I look at and it's like, how do I pick an absolute worst, right? Because they all have their ups and downs, for lack of a better phrase. But I mean, even just looking at some of the main headlines, maybe just to kind of start it there. I mean, the one that jumps out to me is Manel Kape versus Asu Almabayev. I'm going to look into the card a little bit more, but it's like out of all these fights, that as the main fight is just like, okay, what else did we have to look forward to? Looks like there's maybe a couple of knockouts here and there, but you're only as good as your best player, only as bad as your weakest link as well. But I'm going to go ahead and lean with that one because that just, on paper, looks to be the one that I'm like, how did we get there? And I'm sure it probably boiled down to injuries typically, but every other card, there's something to look forward to, and it's typically the main event, right? At a minimum, you're excited about that one. And now you're looking at it, you're like, oh, okay, like you have to explain it, and then it's not necessarily the best fight. You're like, all right, well, what was, but it was good. Not great.
Not great at all, man. Not great at all. Western Mass said, guys, I want you to know I love this channel and appreciate yours time. We appreciate your time, bro.
Likewise.
Lazy Bet said, worst card of the year, maybe upcoming Perth card. 5 debutantes, Jimmy Crute co-main now, and Dom Reyes main event in 2025. Yeah, man. That Junior Tafa fallout is tough. It's tough. And Jimmy Crute versus Ivan Arslan being the co-main event in 2025 is definitely not on my bingo card. So, man, tough. Best card was 315 in Montreal. JDM wins the belt. Fuck off. Fuck off, cunt. Say it with your fucking chest, mate. Oh, man. Now, the next one comes from Lee, a.k.a. Bartender Lee, as I call him. The guy I've been most drunk with in my entire life. I feel like that calls for a shot, actually. There's never been a better time for a shot, my friend. So his question is, the UFC's been to a lot of cities. If we could have them go to any city, where would we have them go? And why do we think that makes sense? Right? Now, before we jump into it, cheers, folks. We've got about 30 of you watching right now. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that bell for notifications. And like I said before, leave a comment after the show. Let us know what other topics you want to hear us talk about on Monday. We will read through them. We will comb through them and give you these responses, folks. Cheers to you. Let's go. All right. So, cities that have not shown a fight and where we think that they should go. Nano, do you have any cities top of mind right now?
I do. There's a couple cities, but it's in the same country. And
they can all be U.S. cities.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Get your passport. Pack your bag.
Where we going, kid?
I mean, and we heard the song recently. I'm gonna do my best rendition here. Oh, Lazy Bed. QL Lazy Bed's comment. Oh,
somebody clip that. Somebody clip
mi
that.
amor. Mi corazón. I'm talking about Spain. España, okay? And honestly, Madrid makes the most sense. It's the biggest city ever. One of the 3 largest cities in the world, but if not Madrid, maybe Barcelona or Abid.
Oh, dude, kudos to you for saying it right, kid. You said Barcelona.
You know the vibes.
Brother. That's fantastic. I don't know where you learned that, but I'm proud of you.
Well, because I went there. I was on the soil.
Oh, there you go.
And I learned the hard way. I'm not going to lie. I did learn the hard way.
I learned it from Cobra Kai.
There you go.
I
learned it
Barcelona, bitch.
by making a mistake. And they said, you better come with some respect. I said, okay. Lo siento. I digress. What about you, brother? How do you feel?
So, I mean, if we're talking...
Where are we going?
If we're talking cities in the U.S., I'll be honest, they haven't done a San Diego card in 3 years.
Oh.
Pacheco Arena is calling their name. It's a small, intimate arena. Me and Drewski got cage side tickets, like 6 or 7 rows away from the cage for what, like $250 of the day of the fights. So, yeah, I'd love for him to come back to San Diego. But if we're talking other countries, right? They've never done a fight card in Russia. So Moscow is calling their name. I think, grab your passports. That's a fun one. Other than that, like Beijing, China would be a fun one if we get all these Chinese fighters on there. Or maybe Seoul, South Korea. Like South Korea is another really, really great place. We have a lot of up-and-comers coming out of South Korea right now. I think it'd be a good place for them to be able to showcase their skills, right? So, I don't know. I like South Korea.
I like it.
And I mean, Spain is obviously just always going to be a great call. I've been saying for a while that Spain needs to be the place. Barcelona would be fantastic. My guy. And yeah, I mean, I think it happens next year. I think December or November card next year.
Could definitely happen.
And
I'll say if we're staying in the States, we're going to go back to Miami.
Oh, sorry, Lazy Bed. Thank you for correcting me, my guy. When's the last time we went to Moscow? I didn't realize that UFC had been to Moscow at least for the last decade. I thought it'd been ever, but I know I'd like to say I know it's been at least a decade, but fuck, tell me I'm wrong. Istanbul seems like a dope place for a UFC place. Is more visited than New York City. Facts, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like Istanbul would be a fun place. Yeah, Istanbul, Turkey, fantastic. Never hosted there, and great crowd for the atmosphere. Oh, Egypt would be a fun one too.
Egypt would be sick.
I don't think we have a lot of Egyptian talent in the UFC though, so that might be the issue for that one. Need to open a PI there, big Uncle Dana. Oh man. Let's see here. Throwback episode. Talk about fights or news from this week, a year ago, or X amount of years ago. All right, folks. We're gonna go to the chat. Give us a number. 1 to 10. Or no, we'll do 1 to 20. Give us a number in the chat, 1 to 20, and we'll randomly pick one. We're going to give these guys a couple minutes. No. How's the week going, man?
It's been good, brother. It's been a week. I'm excited to work from home tomorrow. Just relax. What about you, brother? How's your week?
I can't complain, man. The meetings I was most concerned about have actually ended up going the best. So, Nano, pick a random number between 1 and 4.
2.
All right, we're going with 17 years ago. WMC. So, let's see.
All right, give me 1 second while this loads up here.
Yeah. Let's see what the UFC news is. Diaz versus Neer. Okay. All right, we got some topics. All right. All right. So, while not reported on this specific date, the UFC debut of a 21-year-old John Jones in August 2008 was a significant development of the year, with Jones defeating Andre Guzmão. So, I mean, that's a fun fact, right? 17 years ago today, John Jones making his fucking UFC debut. Nate Diaz coming in against Josh Neer.
Ooh.
1 day and 17 years ago today, he, of course, won via split decision. Nano, tell me how this makes any sense. His opponent got 4 takedowns to his 5. His opponent landed 48 total strikes to his 114. And his opponent landed 26 significant strikes to his 40.
It's an ideas fight for you.
UFC judging has always been bad, apparently. The Dentist! Shout out Josh Neer! Near, far, wherever you are. My guy. Josh Neer. Not far. So that's one of the things. And I don't know if you heard this, Nano, but John Jones made his debut in August of 2008, which was 17 years ago.
Oh, shit. No way.
In the UFC.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a great fun fact. Let's go.
Fun facts. You know what I'm saying? Let's ask Rock. Let's see. Most interesting news stories of UFC 17. Let's see what Grok cooks up here. The preferred AI of the MMAnomaly Show. George St. Pierre's dominant title defense solidifies his reign. In the main event, welterweight champ George St. Pierre defended his belt against top contender John Fitch in a 5-round masterclass of wrestling and striking. GSP weathered Fitch's early grappling pressure before unleashing a 3rd-round knockout and ground and pound barrage that left Fitch bloodied and helpless. Judges scored it 50-43, 50-43, and 50-44 for GSP. Dan Henderson also comes this close to UFC Gold and heartbreaking upset loss to Forrest Griffin 17 years ago. Manfred Mann's brutal KO of Kyle Bradley steals the show in the prelim lightweight clash, debuting Manfred Mann, Manny Gamborian, otherwise known as, obliterated Kyle Bradley with a vicious 3rd-round KO, just 17 seconds in. And then Brock Lesnar and Shane Carwin, a.k.a. the fucking Bash Twins over here, they debuted with a savage 1st-round finish. Heavyweight hype exploded when Brock Lesnar submitted Heath Herring as well via Kimura. Like, I mean, this was the year of Brock Lesnar, 17 years ago. So,
damn, that's crazy.
It's been a while, man. It's been a while.
And we've seen it all. Yeah, I mean, that's early days for me personally. Like, I do remember that fight, the build-up, the actual fight itself, fighting with them on the game. I mean, that was Dan Carwin had his moment, man. What a dog.
Facts, brother. Facts. 2 more questions here. 1, rank the refs. We're not going to rank each and every one of them. That would just take too damn long. But instead, what we will do is I say we give you our favorite ref right now and our least favorite ref right now. And Nano, so I don't put you in the hot seat, I will give you a minute to think on this. I'm going to pour up a shot, and then I'm going to give my worst ref. Not just of today, but of all time. And I'll be honest, this is probably one of the easier questions I had. Choosing the best ref was much harder than choosing the worst ref. Cheers, folks. About 30 of you watching right now. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Keep on going, keep on growing, and we hope you keep on glowing as well. Let's go. Cheers to you. So, least favorite ref. It's an easy one, like I said. Nano, trying to buy you some time to think here.
I got
Chris
it.
Taioni.
Oh,
It's got to be Chris Taioni. I mean, the guy sucks at his job.
Come on, don't be crazy.
No, you don't be crazy, bro. All right? Because he's bad at it. He's just terrible at his job. I mean, He watched a man named Matt Schnell get knocked out and then said, man, did you hear the sound your head made when it hit the ground? You'll see it on the replay, buddy. He's the worst, bro. He allows fouls. He doesn't notice things. He stops fights too early and or too late. Chris Taioni checks all the boxes when you're looking for a bad ref. Nano, who you got, my guy? And let us know in the chat who you have as the worst ref of all time.
Man, this is tough, but I think I just got to go with the worst stoppage and the man that's associated with that. And I got to go with Mario Yamasaki. I hate to say it, but Mario Yamasaki, I think it's just, I love the L for love, the heart for hearts, but I do not heart his reffing capabilities. I mean, I'm pretty sure he got fired for that lack of being able to get in there and stop it when it needed to be stopped. But Rob Rex, that is my honorable mention. Steve Mazzagatti, for sure. That's my pick.
WMC is backing that, obviously, co-signing that check for Steve Mazzagatti there. When it comes to best refs in the business currently, this was one that was a little bit harder for me because I'll be honest. I'll do an honorable mention for who comes close second, and then I'll give you my first. Close second honorable mention is going to be Mark Goddard. I think he's a fantastic ref. I think he always does a very honest job in there outside of the Colby Covington fight, which just seemed like a weird night for him. But he typically does a really good job out there. And the only person that does a better job than him or a more consistent job than him is probably Jason Herzog. The guy is so good at reffing. He's the only person I see that after a warning, he typically takes a point. 8 out of 10 times, 7 out of 10 times, he takes a point after that first warning. Most refs give you 2, 3, 4, 5 fucking warnings. And if I never get a point taken, I'm always going to cheat, bro. That's its mentality. It's fighter mentality. So it's got to be Jason Herzog for me. Number 1, 1A, and Mark Goddard 1B. No, who you have at 1A?
I mean, I'll keep it short and sweet. Mark Goddard was my guy. That was the one I was going to go with. I just feel like he's Mr. Reliable. I like the way he communicates with the fighters as well when he's breaking them up. All right, gentlemen, come in here. Let's keep it clean. Go and have some fun. Let it scrap. I just like everything he comes in and brings. Mark Goddard's my guy. So it's hard to bet against any of them.
It's a good shout right here from Rob Rex. I really enjoyed Big John McCarthy as a ref.
There you go.
I mean, Big John. I mean, as far as overall refs of all time, Big John's probably the best ref of all time. Make no mistake about it. Best current ref, Jason Herzog. But again, my 1B is Mark Goddard. So I'm not going to argue with you either, Big Doug. I'm right there with you, bro. And last but certainly not least, we're going to get through all of them today, folks. All of them. So last but certainly not least is another comment from Miss Mary. Shout out to her for leaving 2 of them. We appreciate you. And also shout out Sav Jelly for leaving multiple comments as well. We appreciate you. 2 of those. Who are the most underrated and overrated fighters in the UFC today? Again, who are the most underrated and who are the most overrated fighters in the UFC today? Chat, let us know. Who's your most underrated? Who's your most overrated fighter currently fighting on the roster? Nano, I took the heat on the first one. It's on you. But you get to choose your most overrated or most underrated, and then we'll pass back and forth.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. That is a tough one. I guess I'm almost thinking of it's good news, bad news. And I guess you probably want the bad news first, right? So I'll stick with the overrated side. And it's kind of tough now because it's a little outdated, right? Because it feels like Bo Nickal is the easy answer here. Bo Nickal. I mean, we thought he was the guy. May not be the guy. Still haven't seen him to this day. And he was, I don't want to say Dana's golden child, but he feels like to me the guy that was super, super high rated and just kind of fell off. And you could also make the case for a lot of the fighting nerds. Let me just say that real quick jab. I know those boys love him, but geez, a lot of picks, unfortunately, for overrated. But Bo Nickal's my guy. What are you thinking, brother?
Bo Nickel. That's a solid one, man. Solid one. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Bo Nickel at all. Before I get my answer, we'll jump into the comments real quick. Let's see here. Underrated is now Jean Silva. Overrated is RDR, said Leroy. I'm not mad at those picks at all. I think RDR is definitely a little bit overrated. As far as, let's see, most overrated. I almost want to go with Colby Covington, right? Because like all he does is talk and lose fights these days.
Fair.
And like I wish I could be like with Chael, like, hey, even when he loses, he's a great talker. He's not even a great talker. So overrated has gotta be Colby Chaos Covington for me. I mean, maybe it's low hanging fruit here, but I gotta say Colby Covington, and then a close second is gonna be Michael Chandler, another person who's a really good talker, but not a great fighter, especially as of late. Rob Rex said, not necessarily overrated, but needs way more work, in my opinion. Fair play, brother. Fair play. But we're big Tom Aspinall fans. So I'm not gonna necessarily agree with you, but fair play to you. Fair play to you. Nano, who's your most underrated UFC fighter?
Man, and honestly, it felt like an easy cop out, but I see Rob Rex. Another dart, another bullseye. Honestly, kind of took my pick, but dude, Michael Morales. I mean, for an undefeated fighter, someone that I feel like we're not giving enough respect to, right? Which is underrated in a lot of ways, right? He went out there, he beat Gilbert Burns. We're just not talking about him enough. And that's where I look at that name. I look at all the people who are we talking about, who are we not, and he needs to be in the conversation much more. So give me Michael Morales as well. I couldn't agree more. As far as underrated and guy that could be a future champ. I'm keeping a buck. But how you feeling, brother? What other name comes out to you from Mr. Underrated? Who do we need to keep an eye on in MMAnomaly's eye? Talk to the people and keep it no.
Michael Morales is a great shout, right? Like he's definitely one of those highly underrated fighters right now, especially on the up and comer side. But if we're talking overall underrated fighters, I gotta say Alexandre Pantoja. Like he's the guy. He's defeated every guy that stepped up to him, like wholeheartedly. He's defeated them, and he's made him look fairly weak in doing so. So it's got to be Pants. He humbles every single person that is willing to make that walk and step in against him, and we've seen it happen time again, and it's going to happen again against Josh Van, right? Like he's going to go out there and serve Josh Van a just sizable slice of humble pie, and they're on Saturday night. So give me Alessandro Pantoja, and then out of the non-current fighters that are underrated, I would probably say Dustin Poirier.
Hell yeah. Always. And he likes it that way.
Always. You know what I'm saying? Look, folks, that's it. That's the show. If you can do us a huge, huge favor and leave us a comment right after we wrap up, just refresh the page in like 2 minutes or so, maybe 2.5, depending on how long I rant right now. And just leave us a comment and tell us what you'd love to see us talk about on Monday. These comments we got last time were fucking fantastic. And I'd love to see more like this from you guys. You guys have the best comments in the world and somehow even better topics. So let us know the topics you want us to talk about. And if you do nothing we've asked you to do, that's fine too, folks. We appreciate you all the same. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. You know the fucking drill. And if you do none of the above, that's all fine too. We love you all the same, as long as you do us these next two favors. We ask that you keep on going and that you keep on growing. And we really, really hope you see you next time. Let's go.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.